Look at that. That's what a winning balance looks like on a sports book. Hello and welcome, everyone. It's Pikel with League of Items, and I had a very profitable play-in stage. In this video, we're going to take a look at the bets that I made, and I guess talk about how I was able to make $435. Now, some of you may be saying to yourself, Pikel, $435, really not that much money, man. You know, why should I care about $435? The reason that you should care is because I only had to bet $540 to make $435.39. Now, I'm not going to try to do that math in my head. Let's just do it real quick. Equals 435 divided by 5. What was it? 435.39 divided by 540. 80. So, in the play-in stage, oh, that's the wrong thing. I had an 81% ROI. Now, I don't expect that to continue throughout the rest of Worlds. An 80% ROI is, checks notes, unsustainable. But I hope that the videos that I've been making are informative and help you understand why I take some of the positions that I take. I know that as we get into the next round of this tournament, there will be more European teams. So my opinions will be even more controversial and upsetting to some of you. But please remember that the goal of this channel, for the most part, is to make money betting. So if you have any doubts about whether or not I can be a successful sports bettor, take a look at something like this, or go take a look at my video from last year where I won $20,000 at Worlds on DraftKings. Now, over time, your ROI is going to fluctuate a lot. You're going to go on winning streaks. You're going to go on losing streaks. Right now, I'm on a winning streak. I know that this isn't going to last forever, but I feel like I'm very happy that my process can get to these kinds of levels where you can have extremely good runs. You will have extremely bad runs. I will have extremely bad runs. And when I have those bad runs, I'm very thankful to everybody in the Discord community and the Patreon supporters that are understanding, because it's difficult enough to lose a bet. It's much more difficult to lose a bet and know that other people are losing bets, not because of you, but as well. Like, in addition to your loss, it's also a community loss, which is, it can be upsetting. So that's how I wanted to start this video, is just by going over that. So really good return right now. I know that there's a lot of people winning a lot of money on DraftKings in the Discord community. So congrats again to everybody who's doing well right now. And you know, you're welcome for a little amount that I contribute. Because ultimately, it really does take it takes the player to put together lineups. They might ask me for advice sometimes, but ultimately, all I'm trying to do is provide good information about which teams I think are going to win, which underdogs have a more realistic chance to win than others, good ways to get different, and stuff like that. And then once I give out all that information, it's up to the viewer to take that information, whether they agree with me or disagree with me, and apply that to their own lineups and their own sports bets. So let's go through all of the bets that I've made so far. I think these ones that I have up here are all of my settled bets, and then we'll go to my unsettled bets, which I still have some like futures for the rest of the tournament, and I have some like player props and stuff, which supposedly I won. So the under 20 minutes and 44 seconds supposedly hit today. I didn't see that, and then the over 9.5 kills hit. And those aren't big ones. It's like, you know, risking $20 to win 36 something. But, you know, you have to make the bets that you're comfortable with, and I was comfortable with those bets. So the first bet that we're going to look at is the Hanwha Life Esports bet. This was a bet to win the group. So obviously they did not win their group. It was pretty close, but it really came down to the first match. And if you want to take it one step further, you could easily make the argument that betting Hanwha Life at plus 225 is the same as making a bet on Hanwha Life to win that one match, because since we're in a group stage environment, you play everybody once. The chances of Hanwha Life and LNG beating everybody else was very high. So in retrospect, I think that I shouldn't have made a bet on Hanwha Life Esports at plus 150. I should have doubled down on Hanwha Life at plus 225 because I'm getting better odds. And it's like I said, if you know that Hanwha Life's chances to beat every other team is very high, then your bet at plus 225 to win the group is essentially, will they beat LNG, yes or no? So I have a little bit of regret for that, but not much. And like I said, I was going to make that bet on them in that individual match anyways, because I would like to bet. I'm trying to bet on every single match, every single game when they're like best of ones, and then every single match when it's a larger match. I want to do that through the entire Worlds tournament this year. With my starting balance of $1,000, now we're at about $1,300. The second bet was Detonation Focus Me to win their group. And this one I got a little not lucky, because, you know, when you make a bet, you try to anticipate all the range of outcomes that's out there. And obviously, Cloud9 losing on the last day was in the range of outcomes. And then losing to DFM is basically what I needed to happen, and that's exactly what happened. So when they played early on, Detonation Focus Me lost to Cloud9. So again, you could theoretically look at this line. If you were very confident in Detonation Focus Me's ability to beat Galatasaray and Unicorns of Love, then betting them at plus 550 is some combination of beating Cloud9 and Beyond Gaming, or winning a tiebreaker. I didn't take the tiebreaker stuff into consideration when I made this bet. I believed in Detonation Focus Me's ability to win the group outright, because I liked the talent and the stories that I was hearing about the players. And it really all came back to, you know, my belief that Aria is a very good player and that their team was going to put them in situations to win. What I didn't anticipate is Utapon actually playing well and Gange being a difference maker. So I had no idea that was a possibility when I made the bet. But when you make a bet, you don't need to be right about every single aspect of that bet. You have other outs. Like, you have other ways to be right. So it's always good to feel conviction when you're making a bet, but at the end of the day, you can be right for the wrong reasons. And I guess theoretically, that could have been the situation here where I won the bet for the wrong reasons, but I still got there, and I'm happy that I got there at plus 550. And that's why you look for lines with additional value, because the implied win rate of plus 550 is extremely low. So if I believe enough in Aria to bet at this number or a little bit lower than this number, then I should also think to myself, well, you know, that's only a small subsection of the ways that Detonation Focus Me could actually win their group or outperform this number. So I bet $20 on it, made 130. So that's a nice little bet. $110 came back to me for that one. Hanwha Life at plus 150 against LNG on the first day of Worlds, the first match of Worlds. I lost that one, so I risked 20. I lost. I got $0 back. In the second match, we had Red Canids at minus 150, risk 20, win 33.34. Nothing crazy. My main mentality going into this match was, I think that Red Canids is just from a better region and has more talented players in general, which ended up, I don't know if it was necessarily true, but that was my reasoning to make that bet. LNG, I bet $20 to win $1.25 at minus 1,600 over piece. Hanwha Life, I bet $20 to win $22.86 or to win $2.86 at minus 700. My phone is blowing up right now. So I won that one. Then we had Detonation Focus Me against Unicorns of Love. That was one that I was very confident about. And that if that went the wrong way, then I would have instantly felt pretty bad about my thoughts on the groups and the group stage. Then we had Galatasaray as an underdog against Beyond Gaming, and like I said before the tournament got started, I thought that both Galatasaray and Beyond Gaming were going to be overvalued by everybody because of the hype surrounding their region and people remembering, oh, last year they played really well in the play-in stage. Maybe we can get them to do that again. So I always try to bet against that kind of stuff because I'm a contrarian by nature, and I know that those narratives hold no true value. Like, if you can have that narrative and believe in the talents of players. I would bet on them if I believed in the talent of the players, but I will not bet them because I think that these regions are stronger because of last year's performance at Worlds. Like, the general strength of the regions is very important to kind of understand, but you're not always going to make bets based off of that. Like I did in the Brazil situation, but this one I thought that both were overvalued, so then I had to go to the talent and then I had to go to the implied win rate. So I bet $20 to win $27.50. That was a really good one. That felt really good because when I was going through the games the day before, I started to freak myself out about Beyond Gaming because if everybody else was right and they had like a strong jungler, a strong mid laner, and a strong AD carry and doggo, then I could have gotten blown out of the water by Beyond Gaming. So that was definitely a real possibility that I knew. Oh my god, gotta get my phone. Yeah, not doing that. Okay. Then we had Cloud9 against Detonation Focus Me. So even though I believed in Detonation Focus Me, I still thought that Cloud9 was going to win this match. And I guess looking back, again, this is the kind of thing where you can have kind of bets that are competing with one another that don't completely exclude the other one from happening. They're not mutually exclusive. So I just felt like I had so much value on that plus 550 bet. But when I came to this point, you know, if Cloud9 loses 1 or 2 games to other teams that we expect them to beat, then I could have hit both bets, which I ended up doing. I mean, I don't know if I didn't force myself to bet every single game, I don't know if I would have made this bet as well. Because I guess it would be a better correlated play to play Detonation Focus Me. But a win's a win, I guess. So I won $10.67 there. Galatasaray against Unicorns of Love. This was a spot that I thought was kind of weird because it was being offered at even odds, and I didn't like Unicorns of Love at all because of their jungler. I really just don't think their jungler is very good at all, and that was a good enough reason for me. Not much more to say about that. LNG at minus 800 over red. Then we had the Peace upset. We had Hanwha Life beating Peace. Or maybe I missed a game. Maybe they pulled the odds for that one. This might be out of order as well. But then we had Hanwha Life at minus 240. So you're not going to win much there. Or at minus 500, winning $4. Then we had Cloud9 beating Beyond Gaming at minus 163. Obviously felt good about that one. Detonation Focus Me over Galatasaray. That was a pretty easy one, in my opinion. Unicorns of Love against Beyond Gaming. I lost that one, so I lost $20. Cloud9 again, beating Galatasaray. That's fine. LNG against Infinity. Was pretty happy about that one. Peace up against Red Canids. That one, I made that bet before the tournament started, but I felt so much better about that bet going into that final game because I really do like what Peace did in the group stage and how they kind of adapted their playstyle, and they were very aggressive. They had some interesting champion picks. They had a different priority on Lilia than a lot of other teams. So that was a spot that I was very happy with, and that led me to take a parlay at some point. Did they just log me out? Well, that's annoying. I guess they don't want me to share my information. That must be what it is, right? Just let me log back in. I guess we can go through the rest of it. So I had Peace to beat them. I had Detonation focus me over Beyond Gaming again. All right, so that should be back. Where were we? Detonation focused me. And then Cloud9 against Unicorns of Love. So this one I lost, but it gave me, since it was the last game of the day, I had a parlay, and I also had, a parlay, and I also had the chance to hedge out, so I hedged out with Unicorns of Love and ended up turning that into a profitable bet. I won the Hanwha Life bet. Okay, so this one, that one right there was this. That was that Hanwha Life bet. This was on the 5th. For the 6th, I had LNG, Peace, Hanwha Life, Cloud9, Detonation, Focus Me, and Beyond Gaming. So obviously I picked 5 favorites, but I had Peace, which is obviously the difference maker there. I bet $10, and I won 122, or I won 112. So that was a pretty good one. This was one of my hedge bets. So the reason you make a hedge bet is to guarantee yourself a return. This one was my parlay that I had on the 7th. I bet it on the 6th, but it was for the 7th. And when I was going into the last game, I already had the minus 1600 on LNG. I had Peace at plus 175. I had Detonation focus me as an underdog against Beyond Gaming, and then knowing that Cloud9 could easily lose this match against Unicorns of Love, I just threw $20 on Unicorns of Love to make sure that I basically guaranteed myself a return. And that's something you have to do if you're betting a decent. Well, I'm not betting that much money, but if you're betting money and you're doing this to create a profit, you have to look for those kinds of opportunities. The other reason why you would look for something like this is because before the tournament started, they had look-ahead lines, like they had the lines set already. So if you look at my sheet, the line before all of the games were played was Cloud9 at minus 200 and then Unicorns of Love at plus 150. Once we got to this point, Cloud9 was minus 450 and Unicorns of Love was plus 400. So the sportsbook was trying to balance their books on that one, knowing that they would get more money coming in on Cloud9 because people think to themselves, oh, there's no way that they could lose the Unicorns of Love. But they did. And then we have Beyond Gaming and Peace. This was yesterday. I had Beyond Gaming over Unicorns of Love. Or no, I had Beyond Gaming over Galatasaray and Peace over Red. Obviously, we already talked about that in the video from the other day. So let's take a look at my unsettled bets. So I still have Team Liquid to be the top LCS team during the play-in stage. I have Rogue to be the top LEC team. I just like the odds on these ones. I know that they're not popular choices, but I don't make bets because I think they're going to be popular. I make bets because I think there's value there. Number of dragons slain. I'm guessing that the highest one so far has been 7. We haven't seen like a 4 versus 3 plus an Elder Dragon or a double Elder Dragon game, I don't think. Then we have most deaths by a champion. I guess this one hit, I think somebody was telling me, so let's just take a look at that. Supposedly that was Zergsting, I think. Show entire page, please. Let's see. Yeah, Zergsting. So he had 10 deaths, so I will win this one. Again, bet 20, win 1666. Not incredible by any means, but you know, that's basically it. And then I have over 27.5 maps in the knockout stage of the main event, because basically all you need is for there to be like a couple of game 5s and you should be able to win that bet. I explained my reasoning in a different video if you want to find that. 2044 or less, supposedly that happened today. Let's see, 2354, 2908, 23, 2509, 3346, 2147, 1932. So that was the deciding. Oh my God, what a stomp! 21-1, 1932. I was at my parents' house during that. We won that one. So that's another $20 to win 1666. And then my last bet is the play-in qualifier to win Group C. And that is a bet that I made a decent amount of time ago, because I was pretty sure I knew how this was going to play out. So now we have all the groups set. So basically that means that I think Hanwha Life can win Group C. And I do believe that. Plus 600 is insane. Like, I don't even think they have futures bets right now for groups. And if they do, I'll bet you that they don't have it listed like that. So, yeah, they're no longer available. So maybe I'll bug them on Twitter to see if they're offering anything else. But that's the main reason I wanted to make this video. So now that we have all of the groups set, I'll probably make a video either later today or tomorrow going over my picks for the first day. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches. So obviously I can't wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch on Monday while I'm at work. Totally working the whole time, not watching League of Legends. But yeah, I wanted to make this video to give everybody another look at the bets that I've been making. I've been winning at a crazy rate. It's obviously not sustainable, but I feel kind of vindicated because I was getting a lot of shit from people when I was posting my videos earlier on. But the mentality and the lines of thinking that I used to make these bets is in those videos. So if you have some kind of like insane reaction to something that I'm saying, at least give me the credit to know that there's validity to what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but some of the comments that I was getting were just kind of insane. And it just shows the difference between people who are looking at this to make money and are willing to put their money where their mouth is, and people who just like talking in comments. So, you know, weird flex. But that's basically it. Oh, and I'm in the King of the Rift qualifier. I only have one seat. I tried to go after it a little in the beginning of the season. I think I won like literally the first seat available, but then after that I lost a bunch of seats, and at some point it was like I basically paid for my entry into it instead of winning it. And then at that point I'm like, whatever, I'll just take my one seat and try to get lucky. So that's it in this video. We'll go over the DraftKings and the betting in another video probably tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later.